Buy high, sell high. Did I just mess that up? Yes and no. So the old adage, buy low, sell high, makes sense. That's our stock advice to everyone. You buy a stock that's undervalued, you sell it when it's overvalued. However, today's real estate market proposes quite a few challenges because you can't sell high right now and find anywhere, quite frankly, to buy low. It doesn't exist. All markets are hot. Real estate is insane. And so finding this sort of paradox of selling something at a high and moving elsewhere where it's low simply doesn't exist in most markets. So, how do you navigate this interesting and challenging real estate market? Let's talk about my 10 tips here. Things to remember to hopefully help you succeed if you are in the real estate buying or selling game today. All right, tip one. In an up market, remember the seller has all the power. That's important to know if you are the seller. You don't have to compromise on things like you once would have. You don't have to fix up every last thing in your house because you're getting multiple offers over asked. You kind of are in the driver's seat. That's great if you're a seller. However, the converse is if you're selling, most people are generally buying. So remember, when you go to buy, you have these same challenges. So you have to present yourself as strong as possible and maybe somewhat overbid or compromise things that you may not want to compromise in a normal market. It's just sadly the way it is. Tip two, know your budget, stick to it. I know it's tough, especially if you miss out on a couple offers because someone's overbidding you. But you don't want to put yourself in a long-term bad financial position by overpaying for something that does not fit into your daily budget. This is a house. I know it'll bring you lots of joy, but so are so many other things in your life that you want to make sure you have discretionable income to spend on. So know your budget, stick to it. Tip two. Tip three, patience, my dear, patience. It's hard. I get it. Again, especially if you missed out on a couple of homes or the homes are going in within seconds before you can even say it. Desperate times lead to desperate decisions. So make sure you have that patience that is so hard to do, especially because you fall in love with these homes and it gets very emotional. So patience. Next tip, get creative. There are many ways to do this. You can work with your financial planner, you can work with your attorney, your accountant, your realtor, mortgage lender, but you're going to have to get creative a lot of times. You may have to sell your home immediately and do a rent back, for instance, where you can stay in your home and rent while you're buying something else and making bids. There's things with non-retirement accounts. You can do securities back line of credit, so like a home equity line on your investment accounts to do short-term bridge type loans. But just get creative. There's all sorts of great creative strategies out there that can best position you and help bridge sort of this short-term gap or issues you may have in buying and selling real estate in this environment. Next, know what you can compromise and know what you can't. That's really critical. Make that list ahead of time, whether that's we know we can be on this side of the town or that side of the town, but we're not going to compromise the amount of bedrooms or bathrooms. There's things you may have to just compromise and not compromise. And so it's important to make that list ahead of time to you and your significant other, if you have one, to negotiate that right off the bat. And then when you go to buy, you also should know what you're willing to compromise. Are you willing to give up a home inspection? I wouldn't, but are you willing to make a cash-only offer? Possibly, because you can do that creatively. So know that ahead of time. Go in prepared. Next, tip 6, act quickly and know the market. So I found in any moment when I'm going to buy a piece of real estate, any home I've ever purchased or advise someone to purchase, by month 3, I'm the most knowledgeable person in the market on 4-bedroom homes in Jazz Ford, PA, versus for this in this price point, or wherever you're looking, because you know the market. You can know every house that's on the market. You're going to have seen every last one. You're going to know the comps. You're going to know what's fair. And so if you know that ahead of time, the second something hits, you're in a position to say, that's the price that it's worth. That's the price that I'm willing to pay, and act quickly, because the more you know, the more confident you're going to be in making that decision and your ability to move really quickly on. Tip 7. It's a hard one. Don't get emotional. It's near impossible, I get it, because real estate is an emotional purchase. That said, don't do it. Force yourself, take a deep breath, don't get emotional. It just leads to bad, desperate decisions. Tip 8, the 4-letter word. Rent. Rent. You want to actually be able to sell high and buy low? You may have to rent for a couple years here. Sell your home at the top of the market. Let things cool off, because they will, because things can't continue like this. And in doing so, rent. Maybe it's 6 months while you find the right place, not overbid. Maybe it's a year and a half, 2 years. I'm telling you, a lot of us have this negative connotation that renting is terrible. You're wasting money. You're throwing out the window. I've seen it save people's finances as much, if not more, than almost never seen it ruin someone's finances, quite frankly. So, rent. It's not so bad. Tip 9, get comfortable being uncomfortable. That stinks, but you're going to almost certainly make uncomfortable decisions, especially if you're type A or a real planner like myself. You're going to do things that you're going to compromise. You're going to be uncomfortable, exposed, or doing things you may not otherwise want to, or in other markets have to do. But sadly, get comfortable with it and get used to it, and take solace that everyone, there's not a person alive buying or selling real estate right now that isn't put in some form of uncomfortableness. Last tip, and I think this is a great tip for life, is arm yourself with a great team. So you take my other 9 tips, now you're here at the 10th. The best team wins. So have a good financial planner, have a good attorney, have a good realtor, have a good mortgage professional. We have all these people we can recommend. But that said, you have a great team around you. You'll know the implications. You'll know where you can bend, where you can't. You'll know the smart decisions, and you'll be the most informed person in the room, which always, in my opinion, leads to the smartest decisions being made. So there you have it. My 10 tips to navigating this buy high, sell high real estate market, which is not an easy one for even the most seasoned professionals. Good luck to you. As always, I'm Andrew Rosen, president of Diversified Lifelong Advisors. Stay wealthy, stay healthy, and stay happy. Thanks for tuning in.